What's going on? Welcome into OGMC, the online gaming man cave, and this is your main man, built up real nice. And today I'm going to give you 2 tips on how to increase your upload speeds and download speeds, along with pairing it with OBS and streaming. Let's dive right in. But first, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get it. First and foremost, you want to make sure your computer is up to date, your Windows are up to date, your drivers are up to date, and your BIOS are up to date. Those are 2 of the 3 major things that you want to make sure are up to date. Windows Update is not updating your drivers. When you do a Windows updates, that's just for security purposes only. You're going to have to go to their website, update the drivers if needed for your game, and it gets a little bit tricky when you're running with 2 PCs like I have. But if you have 1 PC, you want to make sure your BIOS and your drivers are up to date for your gaming and streaming platform, so the experience for you works out great. It can become a real headache if you do not have these things updated first, and you're going to find yourself going in circles on trying to get the best upload and download speeds. Also, I highly suggest you run a speed test on your modem. A lot of people are running Wi-Fi while trying to stream. It works, but you should find a way to use an Ethernet cord so that you're plugged into the modem and getting as much download and upload speeds as possible. I literally had to set my office up to where Ethernet could run through my room upstairs so I can get the best download and upload speeds possible. Also, check with your internet carrier. You may be only allotted a certain amount of bandwidth with the modem, which means you're kind of maxed out at some point. So call your cable, your internet service, make sure you have a good enough package to support a stream and gaming. Streaming and gaming at the same time, not just one or the other. Make sure your internet service can support it. That way your upload and download speeds are hitting the max that they can hit, and you have great pings. You know what I'm talking about in just a second, so that you got a smooth stream and people are experiencing a great environment while they're watching you stream. The last thing we want, or that I've dealt with, is coming into a stream and it's laggy and the gameplay is skipping and all that type of stuff. So we don't want to do all that. So make sure you check those things before diving into these 2 tips. Those are highly imperative to check. And I tell you, if you do not do that, these 2 tips will not work. Okay, now that you checked your BIOS, your drivers are updated, you checked your internet, you're plugged in through the Ethernet, and even if you're getting a great signal Wi-Fi wise, that's good too. Now we can go into the next 2 steps in solving your download speed and upload speeds while using OBS or any other streaming platform, okay? So let's dive into it. Okay, let's take a look at my PC and what I'm running. As you see, I am running a 11th gen Intel Core i9-11900F, 2.50 gigahertz, and you can 8 cores. You can see that. And what's more important here, especially when you're updating your drivers and BIOS, this is where you come to look at your manufacturer and your motherboard. As you see, my base motherboard is an Alienware, and my base board product, 07W25T. You're going to use that information and put it into Google to find out your BIOS and whether you need to update them. And it's going to probably take you to Alienware, Intel, Dell, whatever your provider, it'll take you there, and you'll be able to update your drivers and BIOS. I just wanted to throw that in really quickly before we got into it. But this is a breakdown of my computer. Runs very well. I've installed 32 gigabytes of RAM, total physical memory, 31.7 gigabytes, available physical memory, 24.1. And this is strictly my gaming computer, okay? I am hooked directly into the modem, and I have a 2 PC setup. But you're going to take these same steps if you're just running a single PC setup and making sure all those items are updated. Also, do not buy a computer with low memory, especially if you're running high intense games like Call of Duty, the new games like Wukong, all this type of stuff. You want to make sure you have a decent graphic card, a great CPU, and a lot of memory, okay? Invest in those things when purchasing a computer. And we'll do another video on that and the stages I had to go through to get to where I'm at today. Shouts out to Beezy though, by the way. As we dive into this, you may be experienced, okay, I got the computer, I got the specs. Why are my upload speeds low? Why are they low? My download speeds are high, but why are my upload speeds low? And to give you an example of what it looks like, let me show you a quick picture. All right, as I'm running the speed test, you see my download speeds are going into 900, almost 1,000, which is where they need to be. And my upload speeds on my gaming computer is in 37, almost up to 40, which is a great range. Keep in mind, when you are streaming a game and playing it off the same PC, you want to range between 25 and 30 to have a good, clear connection. Download looks great, upload looks great. Now, if you're experiencing download looks great, but upload is not looking great, this is the one tip that I suggest that's going to change everything. It took me a while to find this, but in order to get your download speed high and your upload speed over 25 or 30, after you have gone through checking with your, your services, your internet services, to make sure you can get this type of download speed and upload speeds. If this is low and this is high, this is where you want to go to change this. I'm sorry, you're going to go to Start. You're going to go to Control Panel, okay? You're going to click on Control Panel. From here, you're going to go to Network and Internet, okay? It may be listed differently on the way your computer is set up, whatever Intel, Windows 10, or Windows 11, but it's in there somewhere. Just find it. So once you go to Network and Sharing Center and Internet options, this is where it gets a little tricky. Now, then you're going to go to Change Adapter Settings, okay? Once you go into change adapter settings, you're going to look at all your connections. These are my connections. I have Bluetooth that's not on right now. Ethernet, this is where I'm plugged in. Whether you got Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or you connected to Wi-Fi, this will be highlighted. Check, this will be green. It won't have these X's on it. You're going to click on your main connection for your streaming computer and your gaming computer. If it's all on one computer, you're going to left click it. You're going to go to Properties. This is key. This is a big thing. This is a big kahuna right here. When you go down into the connections users for the following items, you need to make sure Internet Protocol version 6 TCP IPv6 is unchecked. This needs to be unchecked. All right, once that's unchecked, you're going to close out all of this. Boom, boom, boom. So that's number one. Go into your command control panel, go to your network settings, go to advanced network settings on your main network that you're connected to, and uncheck that TVP6, okay? All right, so my second tip, really simple. Restart your modem. Reset it. If things are starting to go slow with your connections, if a lot of other people in your household, you have other people connected to things, just unplug the modem, restart it, count to 20 seconds, and reboot it back up. I went through so many loopholes and so many wormholes here and wormholes there, trying to get my upload speeds to where I need them to be. And the one thing I did not try was unplugging my modem. Waited 20 seconds, plugged it back up, boom. It fixed my problem. So if you notice things are starting to get a little laggy, latency issues, latency problems, with gaming and all that type of stuff, Holly, I do not need your assistance. But with gaming and all that type of stuff, restart it at night when everybody is off of it, when everybody's asleep. Restart it really quickly, let it reboot itself. And then also, another key note, it takes time for the speeds to show at a full capacity. So give it 5 to 10 minutes when you restart your modem to see if it's working correctly. Another mistake I made on my half, I was like, oh, I plugged it right back in, and then the speeds went back up, and I was like, oh, it's still broken. And I started troubleshooting again, and I started doing this and going in loopholes. Give it 5 to 10 minutes to show its full speeds as it connects back to your network or your service provider, and see what type of speeds that you have then. Now, it is important that your service provider does offer the best internet packages. It is worth the cost or the extra money to get max speed. Some people have fiber optics available in their surrounding areas. Some people just have regular hookups like I have in my house, but it's important to always keep at least over 25 upload speed and over, I say between like 8 and 1,000 download speeds to have an effective stream to run through OBS and do your game streaming. Hopefully this video has helped. I wanted to give you these 2 key tips. Remember, uncheck that box and check the modem first. Update your drivers and your BIOS, find it, and hopefully this video helps. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more tips with Online Gaming Man Cave. This your man built up real nice, and I don't know what else to say, but get out of here.